out of 10 wrestler. Think about that for a second. Like, really think about that. Really think about the person you're defending right now.
I am thinking about the
In ring.
we're talking about
In
his
ring.
in-ring style.
In ring.
Sure.
In ring.
But
I don't like.
okay, in-ring style, if you don't like it, that's fine. But you cannot deny
I
that
don't
out
care
of
about
all
his
the
in-ring
people I
style.
named,
Because plenty of people are slow. I don't have a problem with him being slow. I don't have a problem with him
right,
being slow. If he was
right.
slow and good, that'd be all right. I just explained to you how I thought Punk and Gunther was a 5-star match, even though they went 30 minutes and were slow for like 90% of it. I don't care about how slow he is. I just don't think his moves are that interesting. I don't think he tells a good story in the ring. He's even more specifically slow than other people, even when he's not working a match that is supposed to be that style. And he's just not an engaging wrestler inside the ring. And that is once again proven by the fact that you cannot name me a good, capital G, good match that he has had since NXT when he left there when he was bald 4 years ago.
I said the Drew McIntyre match was good.
No, you said it was fine, and it is fine.
Here's the thing. When it comes to Karion Kross, he has not mixed it up with somebody who has yearned a good match out of him, because Karion Kross does not yearn out good matches. That's fine. There's some people who don't have good matches to bring out of them. There's some like Goldberg. Goldberg had one really good match during WCW, and that was against Diamond Dallas Page. That's it. That's all you needed. But Goldberg wasn't engaging enough character. I'm telling you what I'm telling you right now. There's people after Brock Lesnar just returned. They chanted that they wanted Kross. I'm not making shit up. People like Karion Kross. I'm not just saying this is some jobber who's in the locker room who I just think is like talent because of one weird ass 4-minute match he got on SmackDown on the Dark Show. I'm talking about a man who has busted his ass to get back to where he is, just got over after having an engineered push, and now they're not renewing his contract, even though he was a
Yeah,
second
and
right
that's once
seller.
again unfortunate. But maybe when he's gone, we can actually have people who are intriguing in-ring talent. And this whole the fans were chanting his name stuff, that doesn't move me because
I
fans
can
chant for
assure you,
terrible
Karion
wrestlers
Kross is
all
not
the
taking
time.
anybody's
They
time.
do. They
That
chant for
motherfucker can't even
terrible
get
wrestlers.
booked. He can't get booked.
They
Karion
chant
Kross is not taking
for
anyone's time.
they
I can tell you
chant
that
for
right now.
terrible wrestlers all the time. And you know why? Because we've already talked about one that has gotten a world title match out of just having a catchphrase. So I don't care what the lowest common denominator wrestling
You
fan
said
has to say
terrible.
about a wrestler that I don't think is good. I don't.
Terrible
I
is a person
don't.
who
And you know the
terrible is
crazy
a
part? If the
person who
fans actually
cannot
like him,
wrestle.
they'll follow him to
Karion
wherever he
Kross can
goes,
wrestle.
and they'll be able to enjoy his work then. But he should not be taking time from actually good, engaging in-ring talent in WWE.
Like
Not in
who?
2025.
Like who?
Not in
Who's he taking time
2025.
from? Who's he taking time
We have
from?
moved past the need for Karen Cross.
Who is he taking time from? Everyone knows it's not over with the crowd like Karion Kross is. Who you think? Dragon Lee? Yeah, let's fire Karion Kross so we can get some more of Dragon Lee. I like Dragon Lee.
Yes,
Dragon Lee,
we
you're
should
defending
do that.
Karion Kross
We
over
should do
Dragon
that.
Lee.
You
I'm
said
not
that like it was a
understanding.
crazy thing. We should
Bro,
be doing that.
I have not heard
We
one
should
of
be
y'all
doing
clamor
that.
for
Yes.
Dragon Lee ever in my life. What is this Dragon Lee defense now? Y'all don't even fuck with that motherfucker like that. But yeah, like y'all don't even fuck with him like
You
that.
literally, you know the crazy part? You literally just made that up. I love Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee's great. And I
Okay,
would
sure, but
love to see more of him
we
as
have,
opposed to Karrion Cross. Are you serious right now? Like, are you actually being serious?
I hope you know
Like
that
genuinely serious.
Deuce.
You think I want to you think you think I want to see Karrion Cross over Dragon Lee. Are you serious? Are
Deuce,
you
I hope you
actually
know that we had an
100%
entire 2-hour
dead serious?
conversation about people that we want to see on our TV instead of other people. And now once the Dragon Lee's name come up, the only time it came up is the fact that he is with LWO as a Latino.
And now
That's the
and you know
only
what? And you know
time.
what? Now I am telling you. Now I am telling you. I would rather see Dragon Lee. Yes. I would rather see every individual member of the LWO, including fake Latino Joaquin Wild, over Karrion Cross.
Bro,
Would you look at
this
that?
is just
You look at that.
what you just said
I'd rather see
was
Pete Dunne and Tyler
blatant
Bates as El
hate.
Grande Americano
What
3
the
and 4
fuck does
over Dragon Lee.
Joaquin
I
Wild
would rather
have
see
to
them.
offer
I
on
would
a
rather see them.
national television screen that Karrion Kross cannot give you?
The
He can fly
capability
far.
to wrestle
Rey
a
Mysterio
good
can do that
bell
shit,
to
and he
bell
is
wrestling
50
match.
years
That's what he
old.
has over Karrion Cross. That's what he has. That's what he has. I just explained it to you.
Oh,
You know the
what
funny
does he
part? You know the
have? What does
funniest
he
part
have?
is that you know I'm right.
What
You
does he
know
have?
I'm right about that part too.
What does he have?
He can wrestle a wrestling match. I
Oh
just
my
told
god!
you.
He can wrestle a wrestling match. God, oh, oh,
A good one. A good one from start to finish.
oh my
Karrion
goodness!
Cross can't do
Joaquin
that.
Wild can
He
do a
can't.
Hurricane
He
Rana.
cannot. And
put
the
the world
last good
title
one,
on him.
the one match you said, oh, it was a good match. It was a good match. You keeps telling me it's a good match. That match with Drew McIntyre from like 3 years ago, back when Joe Biden was still in office. Like, no, what are we
Bro,
talking about?
bro,
What are we
I would,
talking
bro,
about?
I would
What
rather
are we
watch that
talking
shit
about? This is
than
not
watch
a real
Joaquin
complaint that
Wild
he's
get a
gone.
push. What, like
I don't
honestly,
need a Joaquin Wild push, just like I don't
I'm
need a
not
Karion
saying,
Kross push. And Karion Kross was never going to get a push. He was just messing around with Sami Zayn for a couple months before he lost like a geek at SummerSlam, and now he's gone. Now he's
okay,
gone. He was
but
never
imagine
getting a
everything you just said, but
sustained push.
Joaquin
He
Wild in
said
that
people
position.
asking about it. Like he's just not. He's not. He's nothing special. He can cut a halfway decent promo, and now all of a sudden
Karrion
it's like,
Kross
oh
cuts
my
a
god,
halfway
what are
decent
you doing up
promo.
Karion
Jay
Kross?
Uso cuts a
Like,
halfway decent promo. Joaquin Wild could probably cut a halfway decent promo. Karrion Kross can engage a crowd enough for them to start a chant that they want him while he's not on television. I'm not telling you something that's fake. I'm telling you facts.
I'm not telling you something that's fake either. What I
You're
told you
telling
was
me,
that I don't want to see him on screen because he can't wrestle a good wrestling match.
okay,
And
that's
that is
fine. But you
literally
said
all I've been telling you.
you rather
And
see
now that he is
Joaquin
gone
Wild.
because he cannot wrestle good
What's Joaquin
wrestling
Wild's
matches, it
finisher?
is not
What's
going
his
to matter to
finish?
the product. And
What
the
the
people can
fuck is
continue to chant
Karrion
for his name.
Kross?
They
The
can buy his
cross jacket,
merch.
the cross
It's
jacket
not going to
eliminates him
matter because
easily.
he can't wrestle a good wrestling match. And that will always leave him as maybe a compelling backstage guy at best, because eventually on the wrestling show, the bell rings and he
Okay,
can't
yes, the
deliver
bell
when the bell
rings.
rings.
Okay, yes, of course, the bell rings. But Joaquin Wild wins the match. After the bell, the ring announcer goes up to him. Well, how do you feel about that match, Joaquin Wild? Oh, well, my name's Joaquin Wild, and I'm Filipino, and
Okay, and he
I'm
tells the
celebrating
people
with
about the
this.
match and we move on. And both of these, here's my thing. This is I'm gonna give you a little not a metaphor, but a little comparison. This is like in basketball, where you have one role player who is a shot chucking, inefficient 20 point per game scorer, and you have another role player who's a 3-and-D guy. One of these
Did you
guys
just call
also can't
Joaquin
play
Wild a
defense, and
3
it's the
and D
volume. No, no,
guy?
no, 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 no,
A
no, 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 no. And then you have the volume scorer. He can't play defense, and when the playoffs come, he's not going to be able to do anything because he is not a malleable role player. He cuts promos and then he leaves because they don't trust him to wrestle a match because he can't wrestle. But you have the 3-and-D role player who, hey man, maybe on the pay-per-view you throw him in a TLC match or a multi-man tag match, or heck, maybe even just a straight up tag match, and he's going to be able to perform because he can wrestle a wrestling match. Because he can. As his character has developed? No. Does it fully matter? Not really, because the most important thing on the wrestling show is the wrestling. It is the wrestling. It always will be the wrestling.
Me and you
It
know
is
that the most
always
important
going
thing
to be
on
the wrestling.
WWE
Karrion
television
Kross
is not
cannot
wrestling. We just had a
wrestle.
whole conversation about that. We both know that's not the case. If that
It
was the
is
case,
absolutely the case.
Roman
It
Reigns
is
would not
absolutely
be
the
as
case.
popular as he is. What the fuck does Roman Reigns do? Let's be honest.
Roman Reigns would not be where he is right now if he couldn't wrestle.
He can't
Roman
wrestle.
Reigns is
But
not
are you telling
the
me that
best.
Roman
No,
Reigns
here's my thing. Roman Reigns
wrestles
is not
like
the best wrestler, but he can wrestle.
okay,
If
sure.
Karrion Kross could wrestle, I would not have a problem with him. But my problem is that he cannot. He cannot wrestle. He's not a good wrestler. And the fact that you brought up Roman Reigns as a defense for Karrion Kross is actually hilarious.
Okay, see,
Like
let's stop
genuinely
this
hilarious.
right now because the fact that we're thinking that Roman Reigns is some absolute in-ring general is asinine. Bro,
And you know
he
the funny
has
part? I genuinely did not say that. I did not say he was an absolute in-ring
you
general.
said
I said
Roman
he
Reigns
can
and
wrestle.
Karrion
I said he
Kross
was
in the
a
ring
good
together
wrestler
as
because
if
Roman
it was
Reigns
an
is both of
egregious
those things.
comparison.
Karrion Kross can't wrestle. He's not a ring general. He has no athleticism. His power game is whatever. That is the only thing he does at even an average level. He's not a good wrestler. We're
Roman
talking about
Reigns
the gap
just
between
did
a
a
3 out of 10 wrestler
suicide
and
dive
a
for the
7 out of 10
first
wrestler.
time at
Like,
SummerSlam and for however long. Other than that, all he has is his power game and rest holds and talking to the crowd and saying, "Oh,
he
uh,
can't wrestle. You know
what the
he
hell does
can't.
Roman Reigns do in a match that's so spectacular? What does he do in a match that's so
Roman is
standing
a
up
more
over
compelling. He has
Karrion
a way better
fucking
power game. He's way
Cross?
more athletic. He's way more of a dynamic athlete. He actually has engaging moments in matches. He can structure a
Engaging
match better
moments
than
in
Karrion
matches?
Kross.
What does
He has
that
had
even
better
mean?
matches than Karrion Kross. What are you talking about? Are you
Bro,
dumb? Like, actually think about Karrion Kross and Roman Reigns in the same conversation right now. Really think about it. Really
okay,
think about the
listen,
gap we're talking
listen.
about here.
Listen.
There's no feasible universe where they're even in the same stratosphere
You
as
see,
workers.
that to me
That's
is
the gap we're
crazy.
talking
That
about.
to me
And
is
Roman Reigns
crazy.
isn't even that great. What is the gap between good and terrible? One is
No,
actively subtracting from the
you really
product
are
whenever
you
he's in the
really
ring, and the other
Deuce?
one is at least, at bare minimum, not subtracting from the product. And in most cases, is actually a net positive when he's in the ring because he can actually go a little bit.
You really believe Karrion Kross is subtracting
What's the
from WWE
comparison?
Raw? You think
Comparison.
you think he's
It's like we're
subtracting from
comparing
WWE
Cam
Raw?
Thomas to Chris Paul right now. Like what are we doing
You
here?
really
What
think
are we
that
doing
Karrion
here?
Kross is subtracting from WWE Raw amongst the people, the actual people that they have on
When
that show?
Karion Cross is spending time wrestling, yes. If he's cutting a
Wow.
promo, probably not. He's a good promo. He's a good promo. He can talk. He can talk, and that's what he should do. He should just be talking. He should just be talking. I don't want to see him wrestle. But when
Okay.
he's inside of the squared circle, the main attraction of the wrestling show that WWE puts on 3 times a week, on the pay-per-views that they put on once a month, when he's, grappling, doing the thing that he is paid to do, he is a net negative. He is. He is a negative to
Deuce,
whoever
we
he steps
know
in the
these
ring with,
people
and it
are
is up
not
to them to
paid
get
to
them up to
wrestle.
standard to wrestle a
If they
good
were
match.
paid to wrestle, Roman Reigns would be wrestling on Raw. All he does is show
See,
up and get his ass kicked. He's been doing that for the past 6 months.
they are, you know what? They are paid to wrestle. They all are paid to wrestle. It doesn't
They are
matter that
paid to
Roman
be
Reigns
WWE
is an
superstars.
inconsistent
WWE
worker because he's
superstars and
still paid to
professional
wrestle.
wrestlers
He
are
cuts
two
promos to
different
build
people.
to wrestling matches.
If
What do you
Karrion
cut a
Kross was in
promo for?
AEW, I
What
would
do
not
you
be making this argument right now. If
what
Karrion Kross was
what
in
do you
AEW,
cut a promo for? No, can it answer me this question? What do you cut a promo to lead to? What is the promo for? What is the promo for?
of course the promo leads to the wrestling match.
Okay, and so when you have Roman Reigns who can cut a promo, cut a really good one by the way, cut a promo to lead to the wrestling match, you don't go, oh man, so now Roman Reigns has a wrestling match. You don't say that because Roman Reigns is a good wrestler. When you see Karrion Kross cut a promo, you see him, he brings out all his words, he might cuss a couple times. He's really engaging, he has a way of words. He's cool. He's a cool guy backstage. You go, oh man, he just cut a really good promo. Oh, he did it again next week. Oh, look, it's that time of the month. It's the pay-per-view. It's the pay-per-view. Oh man, Karrion Kross gonna wrestle a singles match. How was that gonna go?
Okay,
How was it gonna go?
that's fine, Deuce.
How was it gonna go?
That's fine. But name me a Roman match that you like that doesn't have any shenanigans with his family or anything in this entire run.
Okay, Roman. And what do you mean by this entire run? As in from this last
The
year?
tribal chief run. The tribal chief run.
Oh, just the entire tribal chief from? Okay,
Yeah.
him versus Danielson. That's one. Him versus Riddle.
Okay.
Absolutely. Both
Okay.
of those matches
Okay.
are great. I honestly enjoyed him versus Edge before. I think it was like Seth who got involved in that.
Yeah. Seth.
That's
Yeah.
whatever. Him
Exactly.
versus Seth actually was good. Him versus Cody was good. And unless
Yeah.
you want to count literally any like what's it called run-ins as shenanigans, and I guess we could just throw out the entire run. But that's not the case in my opinion. So I just named you like 4 matches right there, and you can go from there.
That
Oh,
is
him versus
deserving.
Sammy,
Hey,
also really
that
good. Him
deserves.
versus Kevin
Look,
Owens at the Royal Rumble, also really good. Like he has good matches on it. Shoot, him versus Logan Paul was really good.
at
Like
a
he
certain.
has good matches. Him versus LA Knight, Crown Jewel, good match. I most of his title defenses were good. Most of them were good. Most of them were good. Like,
Roman
this is
Reigns is
not a person who was starving for good matches. And that's just the tribal chief era. And obviously, I don't want to go back even further because that would go against my point, which is that Karen Cross hasn't done anything relevant in the last 5 years. But if he were to go back to Big Dog Roman, he was even better as the Big Dog. So this is not the case of somebody who was a bad wrestler. The reason Roman wasn't over wasn't because he couldn't wrestle. The reason he couldn't get over because he was a geek. That's
right.
why.
So you're
Like,
so you're
he's never
saying
been a bad wrestler.
okay. So you're saying Roman Reigns couldn't get over because he was a geek, and that you believe that because of his entire presentation, right?
The reason he couldn't get over in like from 2015 to 2018 was because he was a geek that was miscasted by management. That
Okay,
is why.
sure. Okay, fine. If Karrion Kross was around the same time as Roman, as Big Dog Roman, and he was presented the same way he was right now, do you think he would be over?
Presented like just like
Presented
the
as
kind
a
of devil on the
devil's advocate
shoulder, like
character he's playing right
uh
now.
I mean, yeah, he probably would be over.
Okay,
He would
right,
be over. My argument has never been that he's not over.
right.
My argument is that I really don't care that he is over because the aspects that he brings to a wrestling show aren't actually all that valuable or unreplaceable. Like
Okay,
he's
right.
over and then he wrestles and then nobody cares because nobody cares about his matches. They
Okay,
always
right.
die out
Yes.
when he starts
Believe it or
wrestling.
not,
When he
believe it or
starts
not,
wrestling, the crowd no longer cares.
believe it or not, I
And I've
somewhat
seen it
agree
happen
with
because I
you.
watched it happen in Saudi.
My
I watched it
argument
happen in
is
SummerSlam. They
why we
stopped
acting
carrying him away
like
through his
Karrion
matches.
Kross is especially poo poo. Why is he especially bad? Karrion Kross does not do anything positive or
Give me,
more
give me,
negative that
give
Karrion
me
Kross
one
showed.
second. My mom is calling me. Give me
Okay.
1 second.
Yo, bro, I can't lie. You shooting like this over carrying cross of all niggas is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Bro, listen. Because my thing is like, bro, Karion Kross is actually cutting these promos and they're interesting promos. Meanwhile, motherfuckers will mark out for some motherfuckers who just rely on the same shit every week, but they just love the hype. That's the crazy thing to me. It's like, and I keep using Jey Uso as an example, is because the people that Jey Uso has gotten good matches out of are some of the best wrestlers in WWE right now, a la Gunther, Braun Breaker. Jey Uso, we were even talking about it. He speaks in the same cadence, so he's in our right promo. You don't really believe what he's saying, and then in some of the matches he botches. At least Karrion Kross doesn't botch. And then you over here talking about, oh, well, I guess your only argument for keeping Jey Uso right now is that he's popular and he moves merch, which is the exact same argument that you could use for Karrion Kross. Like I don't watch Karrion Kross. I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch the Karrion Kross match, but I'm sure not doing the same thing for Jey Uso. So it's like,
Because I'm heading out. I only had to say it in the meter.
yeah, I might be like 20 minutes, but it's just like, to me, like I know bad wrestlers when I see them. Like I know a bad wrestler. Like I know a guy who's like Jinder Mahal. He was clunky. Jinder Mahal didn't really have a good promo. All he had was a look, like legit. Like all he had was a presence and a look. He wasn't really creative in his work or in his promos. I know when somebody is genuinely like, oh okay, like this guy is just getting over pushed. But Karrion Kross is getting under pushed, and somehow he's still becoming popular because he's doing something creative. He's doing something creative promo wise. Sure, his wrestling isn't the best, but WWE isn't about wrestling anyways. Somebody can get over and be an asset, and their gap can be missing if they're not a great wrestler. Like it doesn't. The thing is, it doesn't take a great wrestler to be a great WWE superstar, and I hope people realize that. Just like a Goldberg. Like, sure, Goldberg is more explosive than Karrion Kross, but they both effectively do the same thing. Like Karrion Kross is the
Yeah,
Goldberg of
I mean,
NXT.
for what it's worth, and I get the point you're making, but my point more is that I don't really care about what WWE, what makes a good quote unquote WWE superstar. If I want my guys when I'm turning on WWE Raw, I don't really want to see the promo guy who's going to get in the ring and just not do
That's
anything.
fine. I
Like,
agree
and
with
that
you, Deuce. I like
and
people
and
who
and my
wrestle.
thing is, I don't really think the top brass does either. Because if they did, he would be back. If they did, he'd be back. But he's not. They're not bringing him back. I don't think. If they do bring him back, sure. That means that the fan response was just
But
too much to
Deuce,
ignore. Kind of
you
like, well,
can't
not
say
really. Kind
that.
of like
You
our
can't
our
say that the
truth, because
top
I feel
brass
like
doesn't
our
say.
truth push was also partially from people backstage, but that's a different thing entirely. But like I just don't think they value that type of guy on TV anymore. Especially when you have plenty. Shoot, you were talking about it earlier. There are plenty of guys who can cut promos in WWE. Maybe not to his level, but there's also plenty of guys who can cut at least a decent promo and then also go out there and have a decent match. But I once again cannot tell you the last even decent Karrion Cross match. I cannot tell you a decent Karrion Cross match
There was also
because
the
at
one that
least
he
in the last
had.
like year, 2 years, it does not exist.
There was
He has
also the
not
one that
had
he
even a
had.
match
There
that
was
level.
also the one that he had with the Final Testament against whatever the fuck version of the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley was at WrestleMania. I
And
didn't name
and
that
I'm
one
not
because
gonna
that was
lie
on
to you.
singles.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That match was at best okay. I'm not giving you decent or
Okay,
solid. Like I just thought it was
that's fine. That's
it
fine. That's fine. I'm not
I
gonna
was
argue Karrion Cross's in ring because I don't have much of an argument for that either. Like I said, I don't go out of my way and clamor for Karrion Cross matches. My thing is, and I reason I said if he was in AEW or any other promotion, I wouldn't be making this argument. But my thing is, why is it all of a sudden that WWE fans all of a sudden care so much about the in-ring product when this shit did not apply to anybody before Karrion Cross? People used to and still get over. Otis did not get over in ring. He got over through the whole Mandy Rose shit. He didn't get over by his promos. He got over by his storyline. But if people released Otis, they would have been like, "Why the fuck did this happen?" R-Truth. People love R-Truth because he's been there for long. Like, he can do a twisting flip in the air, but other than that, you don't really get a lot from him in the ring. But when he got released, they demanded him back. So my thing is, they like personalities and characters and people they can sink their teeth into.
and again, I think we're debating different things because that is not my argument. My argument is not that, oh man, fans don't care. The fans don't care that he's a good promo.
No,
My argument is that I don't care. I do not care.
and
That has
dude,
been
I'm
all I
saying
have been
that's
saying
fine.
for the
But
past
you
hour and a
said
half. I don't
that WWE
care.
would
I don't
not be losing
care.
an
I don't
asset
care.
if they lost Karrion Cross. I'm disagreeing
They
with you.
wouldn't. They
I'm
wouldn't. They
disagreeing with
wouldn't
you.
lose anything. They really
He
wouldn't lose anything.
was
The
the
product is going to be the
second.
same. The same people are going to watch. It is not going to harm the product if Karrion Cross is not there.
I'm
They will
not
be
saying. Look, I'm
okay
not.
without him.
Look,
It is not going to be
I'm
any
not saying
meaningful
that
difference.
WWE is going to deplete. I'm not saying they're going to lose a chunk of their money if Karrion Cross, but I'm saying they have the opportunity to make more money, and that is proven. That's how this whole thing started. Book Karrion Cross if you want more money. That's how this whole argument started. Karen Cross was like I said, the second highest selling merch mover behind Jay Uso. They wouldn't dare fire Jay Uso, so why would you fire the guy who was right under him? Especially when he just
Because
started to
they,
get over. Especially when
like,
Lesnar returned and they were chanting his name. Sure, Karen Cross can't do shit in the ring, but Jay Uso for that the margin isn't that much bigger. It's not much bigger. The only reason Jay
I
Uso
can at least look, man. Look, man. I can at least name a good Jey Uso match, and also Jey Uso is at least useful in a tag team. Like I can't even say that
Jay
about Karrion Cross.
Uso,
He's not good in either.
if the Jay Uso match you're thinking of does not include Braun Breaker or Gunther, especially in this run, let me hear it.
I literally said he's useful in a tag team. I already admitted to you. I don't really think he's that good in ring.
Okay,
Like the
he's
Braun
useful
Breaker
in a
and
tag
the
team, but
also.
he's not.
Oh,
But
okay,
they're
that's
not
not
putting him
true.
in
I
a
thought the
tag
Seth
team
Rollins
anytime
match this
soon.
year was
Fuck
solid too.
this.
I thought the Seth Rollins match was
Yo,
good.
fuck the podcast. I'm uploading this as the prom. Like,
But they're not put.
this shit
Look,
popped
they're not
off.
putting him in a tag team anytime soon. They're pushing him as a single star. They're pushing him
I
as a single star. And Karrion Cross, like Adam Cole said, you got the lights, you got the girl. You know what they need from me to ring the freaking bell. Who's in WWE and who isn't? Adam Cole got sacked. Karrion Cross got back. Listen, Karrion Cross is not as good as
okay.
Adam
There's
Cole in
no.
the
Oh,
ring.
okay. Hold up, bro. There is no way that was your line of argument right there.
It wasn't my
The
line of
only reason
argument.
Adam Cole is not back is because he didn't want to be back.
Okay,
That is
sure,
literally it.
that's fine. But what I'm saying is, wrestling has never been the main focal point of why a guy gets pushed. It can be, but if only good wrestlers got pushed, Joaquin Wild would be world champion. What I'm trying to say is WWE fans and WWE management have consistently pushed okay wrestlers. Karrion Cross is an
Yes.
okay
No.
wrestler.
Karrion Cross is a bad wrestler.
That's
Like
that's what I'm
you
trying to
keep running into
understand.
the point.
What does
You
he
keep running into
do?
the point, but it's just like not computing that he's actually not okay. He's
What
bad.
is he? But
Like
my
there's
thing is,
he's
look,
bad. He
my
is
thing
bad.
is,
He's not good.
if they want, my thing is, if they want to hide these
Jey Uso was
flaws,
okay. Jey Uso was okay. You know, the Miz is okay. Those are okay wrestlers.
what the
Karrion
hell
Cross
does
is not okay.
what the hell
Karrion
does
Cross
the
is
Miz
bad.
do? What the hell
He's
does the Miz
bad.
do?
Capital B.
What the hell does the Miz
Tony
do?
D'Angelo is okay. Tony D'Angelo is okay. We've got the okay wrestlers. I can visualize the okay wrestler because the okay
What
wrestler
the
can
hell
be
does the
carried to a
Miz
good
do
match.
that's
I
more
have yet to
entertaining than
see that.
Karrion Cross?
I have
He just started doing
yet
a
to see that.
crossbody.
I have yet to see a Karrion Cross get carried to a good match. I
Name me a
can't.
good
I haven't
name me a
seen.
good Miz
I
match
haven't.
in the last 3 years.
I haven't seen it. I haven't
Against
seen it in a
Gunther. It's
presidential
always
term.
against
I have
Gunther.
not seen
Why the
Karrion
fuck is
Cross
it
have a
always
good
against
match in a
Gunther? Why
presidential
niggas be
term.
like, oh, name me a good thing. Jey Uso against Gunther. Why is it always against Gunther, bro? It's always against Gunther. Give me something else. Karrion Cross has not faced Gunther. He's not faced Braun Breaker. He's not faced these elite level talents.
Yo,
So why the fuck are we
Juice.
talking about this shit, bro?
Okay, hold up, hold
Yo,
up.
do
So
you hear
so
the
so so
I'm
so
like,
velocity?
let me
bro,
Do you
let me
hear
get
the
this straight. Let me get this
velocity in
straight.
this nigga's
Let me get
voice?
this
this shit
straight.
makes no
Let me get
sense
this
to
straight.
me.
Let me get this straight. Let me get this. Let me get this 1,000% straight. So AJ Styles and Sami Zayn are not elite level talents, but
Bro,
Braun Breaker is.
we know AJ Styles has not been the kind of. What was the last really good
AJ
AJ?
Styles, AJ Styles, right this moment is still a better in ring wrestler than Braun Breaker is, and
Of
the idea that you think he isn't is actually insulting.
okay, sure,
Like that's
but
that's just like that's
but we
crazy.
but
And
we know.
Sami Zayn is just as good, if not better, than Braun Breaker is right this moment.
Okay,
And
but
the
they had
idea
a
that you
doo-doo
think he
match at
isn't
SummerSlam.
is
Explain that.
insulting.
How did they have a
Karrion
doo-doo
Cross is
match at
not fitting
SummerSlam?
with terrible wrestlers. He's just not. He's not been good with them. He's bad. He's not good at wrestling, and that is okay. You
Who?
can argue your point
No,
and
I'm
still say,
saying
"Oh man,
Braun
bad
Breaker and
wrestlers have
Sami
gotten
Zayn.
over
I'm saying
before,"
Braun
because
Breaker and Sami
they
Zayn. I'm
have, and
saying
it's cool for them. He's not average. He's not decent. He's not okay. He's not mediocre. He's bad.
I'm
He is
saying
bad.
Braun
He has been
Breaker
bad
and
for
Sami
over a
Zayn
year.
did not
You could say
have
it
a
doesn't matter,
fantastic
but
match
he
at
is not
SummerSlam.
good. You cannot compare him to average wrestlers who got over because he's not average. It's not the same thing. It is
Listen,
not the same thing.
listen. What I'm saying is Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn, two of the people who you just named as being good, did not have a good match at SummerSlam. The one where Braun Breaker won the Intercontinental Championship, they did not have a great match. So,
Yeah, and you know the crazy part? They ran it back and they had a good match on Raw. Both of the
I
people I
wonder
just named about
why.
Karrion Cross have had multiple matches with them, and none of them are good.
I wonder
Some
why.
of them have had stipulations. They've still been bad. It doesn't matter because he is the problem. He is the problem because
You
he's
have to
not good.
understand WWE is a company that will frame people a certain way. I just said that AJ Styles hasn't had a good year in the past 3 years, a good match in the past 3 years. I lied. He had a great match against Cody. You want to know why? Because it was framed to be that way. I'm not saying Karrion Cross is somehow capable of something that we're not figuring out. What I'm trying to say is there's a reason his matches in NXT were generally more enjoyable than his ones in WWE. They don't see him as an in-ring guy. They look at Karrion Cross and say, don't go out there and do too much. Have this kind of match. Karrion Cross tries to wrestle a different style than he did in NXT because I don't know, for some reason, but you can see it. The thing is, you can see it. And even besides that, I'm not saying Karrion Cross has to be world champion. All I'm saying is you you might want to keep him around. Hell, you don't have to put him in a ring. That's fine. Sure, they don't fucking book him anyways. They don't fucking put him in matches anyways. But if you have a guy who is genuinely making you money, and you have Jey Uso, who in the documentary, Triple H even said it, he tripped up on himself and he botched, and he went back to Jey Uso and was like, "Can you handle this? Can you handle this? Because we need you. We need you." Sure, Triple H is giving all that dick suck to Jey Uso because he wants him. Why? Because it's just me, Uso. Karrion Cross is right behind Jey Uso. I keep using merch sales because that's the benchmark of popularity for me.
And so now that we have discussed the whole Jey Uso thing, can you not maybe understand why I don't want another repeat of that? Why I don't want that guy, why I don't want to have any opportunity for a guy that bad to be put in a position where he's getting time over wrestlers that I really don't believe he should be
Listen,
getting.
Juice. I
Can you
understand
not
why.
maybe see
I
why?
understand
So
why you
why do
don't
you
want
keep
that.
disputing my point of me saying I don't think this matters? I don't
Juice, you keep
care.
saying
I don't
I
care.
know who
I
you
don't
are.
care. I don't care about him. I
I
don't
know
care
who
about
you
him. The
are.
fans might care about him, but I don't think it is going to make a fundamental difference because at the end of the day, somebody is just going to take his place. And is maybe it's not as big of a merch seller. Maybe he's not moving as much merch. The WWE is going to move merch. It does not matter if they maybe see a slight dip because a guy who is no longer there is gone and doing other things. And maybe it would be best if they just had him be a manager. Like maybe he should just be a manager. If he's just a manager, he doesn't have to wrestle. He'd be cool, I guess. It wouldn't matter to me because I think the idea of heel managers is very outdated in the first place, and I don't think they really work most of the time. But sure, he can be a heel manager. He can cut his cryptic promos. He can say TikTok. He has a little catchphrase, and then he can hit somebody with a metal pipe, and they can feud with his proxy. I guess that could work. It wouldn't be very engaging television, but I mean, it could work, I guess. And I guess at least then he's still moving merch. So I mean, hey man, if it moves the merch, this is all that matters with WWE because WWE is all about the merch and the and the and the
Deuce,
and the, and the, and the, and the catchphrases and the TikToks,
Deuce.
because that's all that
You're
matters.
saying that in satire. Wallahi,
I
bro.
don't know what you're talking about. I'm saying that entirely serious. That's
Right,
all WWE is about.
right,
It's about merch. It's about social media views.
right.
It's
Exactly.
about cryptic promos that lead to something eventually.
Right.
I'm sure Karrion Cross had a point. He did such amazing character work with Sami Zayn that the stipulation was you have to after the match you have to say I'm right. And then after the match, he didn't even do that. So I mean, he's super consistent with his character work. He's very good with it, and I think we should continue giving him minutes on the biggest flagship wrestling show in the history of the universe.
Okay, sure. That's fine. What I'm trying to get you to understand is you keep saying I. I know who Deuce is. Your number one wrestler in WWE is Io Sky. That tells me everything I need to know about you. You're good. Me and you, we're here. We personally, if I had it my way,
allies. We're allies.
Karrion Cross would not be as over, and he would not be on television as much. I like the guy, but there's guys who I want to see be over and on television, like Dragon Lee. We're good. We're here. I'm talking about WWE. I think it's stupid that Paul Levesque gave an arm and a leg to push a man who the crowd did not give a shit about. And once he finally sees the fruits of his labor, money, because that's what it's all about, money, he decides, well, maybe we should just dump Karrion Cross. There is no act like Karrion Cross over in the mid card. There is no act like him. Everyone knows it's the main eventer. Nobody gets consistent chance like Karrion Cross. Nobody gets thought of the way that Karrion Cross does. Sure, you have your Sami Zayns, you have your Kevin Owens, but they rub shoulders with main eventers. They're established men. They're good. Karrion Cross is in the process of being established, and instead of establish him, you release the guy. What the fuck? Or it's because he can't wrestle in the ring. Whoop-de-doo. You had Goldberg there for however long, and the fans still popped whenever he came out. So what the hell? Like honestly, I agree with you. I don't think Goldberg or Karrion Cross should be anywhere near this shit. But as WWE, how are you going to give Goldberg his retirement match against Gunther, but then fucking just toss up Karrion Cross by the wayside? What? What is Triple H
I
see
mean, I
out in
think those are
Gorilla?
fundamentally different scenarios. At least for the first Goldberg run, it was like, all right, so he's the elder statesman. He's coming back, and he's gonna pop a rating, and he's gonna go off and run off in the sunset with our
Sure,
world
sure,
title.
whatever, sure.
Like that's one thing. I don't know why they did that. I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. One, because he was like 80. Two, because it's just like there was just no reason for him to be there. But also because I feel like there is a pretty large gap. We're just talking about, money and like attention wise between Goldberg and Karrion Cross. You're
I think
getting
here's the
something
thing.
on TV out of having being able to advertise Goldberg speaks. That is a different level of motion than Karrion Cross has ever had.
Right, but
He's never going to
they're
be able
not
to reach that because he's
letting
not Goldberg,
they are not
and that's
letting
okay.
Karrion
I get
Cross
I
get
get what you're
there.
saying.
Is
I
my
get
thing.
I get what you're saying. You're saying that Goldberg also didn't really wrestle good. And they still were like, hey man, Goldberg, go crazy, go crazy on him. I get that. And even this year, they were like, Gail Goldberg, retirement match, go get him. But once again, that was a retirement match. I think this push was clearly, I say push in quotation marks. I don't really think they pushed him so much. They just used him as a vehicle for Sami Zayn's character, which is ultimately what I think they viewed him as for the past 8 months, to be
And that's
quite honest with you.
fine. That's fine. But
It's, it's like
how?
it's just It's just like they used them they used to use people in the territories. It's just like, all right, yep, you're here for this storyline. The storyline is done, and we're cool.
Okay,
And
I'm
I
glad
think
you
that's
brought up the
fine.
territories, Deuce, because in the territories, if the dastardly heel faced the babyface and the babyface beat him 3 times, and they were still cheering for the heel and they wanted the heel, I would sign that heel faster than you could say anything and say, "Come on board, buddy. We're touring with you." That's how it'd be in the territories. Because without a shadow of a doubt, I don't give a fuck how you look. I don't give a fuck how you look in the ring. If the fans are spending money on you, I don't give a fuck how you are, buddy. Let's go. I don't give a shit. Like literally, WWE does not care how you move in the ring or what you do. As long as the fans respond to you, they're not gonna debate anything. They're not gonna debate anything because with Goldberg, the fans still popped when he went out. He almost killed Undertaker, and they still brought him back. That's the argument that I'm making. The fucking hang up that I'm having here is that all of a sudden the powers that be and every fan in the world wants to care about how a man wrestles when this has never been a topic of contention with any of the fucking trash ass booty butt naked wrestlers that have ever come through the roster. But somehow Karion Kross is the person they need to let go because of his wrestling. He's not Nia Jax. Nia Jax is almost killing people. Karion Kross is
You're
just
right.
fine.
Karrion Kross is not Nia Jax. He is in fact worse than Nia Jax. But I get the point you're making.
Yo, he's
I get the
leaving.
point you're making at
You
least.
just made him leave, bro. You made him leave. You
I
made
mean,
him
considering
leave.
the fact that I can literally name multiple good Nia Jax matches in like the last 6 months, I don't really think that's controversial. Like actually though. But I mean,
He's
if
having
that
a
was the
little
straw,
dilemma.
I'm out, bro.
I
Yo,
guess,
he's
you
out.
know.
He's gonna go see his girl. The day's done. Yo,
No, good for him, man. Good for
he,
him.
this
He
nigga
gets to go
dropped the bag.
do good things with his life.
This nigga, he said, "Good for you. You're on to do good things with your life."
Like he's being productive. I respect that, man. Like
Yo,
go
peace
spend
out,
time with your
Deuce.
girl,
Good
man.
talking.
Like please don't let me get in the way with that. Obviously he's not, but you know,
Yo, peace, Deuce.
I'm just waffling. I'm just a dude on the internet.
Yo, I'll catch you hopefully next week whenever we do this shit again. Peace, my guy.
Peace.
Yo, why did that move you?